Hello, YouTube, and today I'm going to talk about a different subject this time. So there's no review today. So I'm going to talk about is like being a collector and my advice for collectors. I've been a collector for a physical media collector since for about 20 years, since 2004 2005, probably around 2005 or before. And I wanted to talk about and give you advice. You know, if it's you about about collecting physical media, and if you like Blu-rays or 4Ks or DVDs and so forth, or if you're a horror movie collector, or just passionate about movies that you love or movies that you like. I know, you know, this channel is about about the passion and love of movies. That's what this channel is. That's what it's always going to be. That's what always has been from the start. I'm not preaching or bragging. It's just some advice for YouTubers or anybody in general. If you're starting collecting or don't know anything about it, yeah, then this is a channel for people and YouTubers that love movies and are passionate about it. Like number one, right out of the gate. Like if you're starting a YouTube channel or buying physical media for the first time, or don't know how to go about it, you know, number one, you don't keep up with the Joneses. You don't. Because that's a mistake that a lot of people made that I know. I probably made it, but you don't want to do that because you don't need to buy every new release, every new Blu-ray out there on release date, every single one, because it doesn't make sense. Because then you'll stress your stuff out. So what did I buy? And it doesn't make sense. So buy something you like, buy something you love. No matter it's comedy, action, drama, horror film, sci-fi. Your favorite movie like Jaws. RoboCop, uh, Mona. Anything of the sort. If you like that, just say get it. And it doesn't matter if it's limited edition, collector's edition, or standard. If you want collector's edition, that's for you. But if you can't afford that much, then I'd say buy the standard. Is that maybe more reasonable for you? you know, you know. For example, if you like the Matrix, do you want to buy the standard edition or do you want to buy the 4K, 3 disc edition? There's all special features on it, but if you don't care about special features, then I would, recommend the standard, which has some, but very few if you're not into all the, special features stuff. And please don't feel like you're missing out on anything because films get reissued, or another studio takes over, or another brand takes over. So don't worry. In 5, 10 years, if you feel like you're missing out on something, 9 times out of 10 you're not, and that's the truth. You're not. But if it's a movie you love, you're passionate out, or very passionate about, or say hey, I love this because I like to talk about this because, then that's great. That's great because that's why you love film, and you get there because you love that, or something you enjoy, and you like to talk about with your friends, or or you go over somebody's house, or someone comes over your house and say, hey, I like this movie because, or you say, I like the Halloween because it's a good werewolf movie, and why it's why you enjoy it so much. Or if you like Halloween, you can watch Dog Soldiers. You can watch this vampire movie that's similar, but it's different because or you like Joe Dante because he directed Gremlins, but before he did Halloween because and that's good. That's great. But why was it in you talk about why was it a good movie to you? Why did it impact your life? You know, Number two, don't blind buy too much. Blind buy is okay once in a while, and a lot of people are regret that because they end up being buyer's remorse. So my suggestion is, if you're going to buy something or you don't know, please, number one, do research. Do lots and lots of research. And people think this is stupid, but or say why do this, but if you don't know anything about it, please stream it like on Tubi or something. Not that I'm promoting Tubi, because I'm not, or Amazon Prime or whatever, because I'm not. But that's a good way to know about film, or look on Wikipedia or Instagram or something. Say, I want to see this movie. What is this about? Who's in this? Why is this a cult film? Why might I like this? Would I like this? Is this for me? You know, don't fall in the trap of, you need to get now, you buy it, and then months later you watch it, you say, why did I why did I do this to myself? Why did I be buyer's remorse? Why spend $30 or $20 on a film that I may not like or hate? Because if you don't know for sure, don't do it. Do the research first. But once in a while, take a chance and you might like something. But every oh, and don't fall in the trap of slip covers or artwork on Blu-rays or DVDs, because it may look good, but the movie might end up sucking big time. And you shoot yourself in the foot. You say, fuck, fuck. I spent $10 on this and it was a piece of crap. But then on the other hand, you like, a good horror film, and say, and the artwork is crappy, and say, oh wow, I was surprised. You know, and then you tell your friends, oh, I thought this movie was crap, but this movie had been great. You tell them about it, and don't spoil it for them. But you tell them about, oh yeah, this is good. But slip covers don't mean it's good. Artwork doesn't mean it's good. The thing can be a piece of garbage. So don't fall in the trap of slip covers or limited edition or collector's edition, or missing out. Some things go and a lot of things will stay. So please shop around and see what's out there. You can always, buy later. But I would stream first if you don't know, and do your research, please. That's very, very important. But, three. So, before number three, just I don't want people to fall in the trap of having buyer's remorse, because you a lot of times you don't want to do that to yourself. Okay, number three. Be passionate about movies. If you love and like the movie and passionate about them, and start collecting that way, because I love of film and what film does and what films can do, you will go very far in collecting game. As I said, don't keep up with 100 other people on YouTube. Say, I gotta collect this now. Just take it small, take it slow, one at a time. See what's out there. Look around. Pace yourself. That's very important. Is pacing yourself, because you'll go far. And if you start a YouTube channel like this, and your collection will go far. I've been doing this for years, and so that's why I got a collection like I do. But you'll go very, very far if you start real small and love the love of movies, right? You know, you go very far and you won't stress yourself out. You know, you know, collecting the way I done, it doesn't happen overnight. You start small, you don't fall in these traps. You know, if you do once in a while, that's okay. But then you end up eating it. But then you pick yourself up, say, you know what, I gotta get back into it. But don't get back into the game, that quick. Just take your time, see what's out there, shop around, look for deals, stuff like that. Go on, do your research like on Blu-ray.com. I'm not promoting those people. I'm not. But I'm just saying, or on Wikipedia, do your research. Find out from our people what they like, what they don't. See if you like it too. See what films you remember when that impacted your life, what are important to you, and and what how it changed and change your life, and that will go far in the future. You know, you know, because when I talk about movies, I talk about it because it's love movies first, then the packaging, then you know all that special stuff at the end. You know that this is what this channel is. I talk about movies. About the ones I grew up, especially ones I grew up with when I was younger, until movies of today, and I always will. They had a very impact on my life. The directors that had impact on my life, that changed my life, or films that surprised me. Go, wow, this is great. What else can they do? Or films that really impressed me. That said, well, that's wow. That's what's to say. So, say, well, what movies do you like? What movies impacted your life? What do you love about it? You know. So I hope this advice for when you start your Blu-ray collection will help you. You know, I hope someone out there takes my advice, and so so what do you think about physical media? What concerns or questions you have about it, and what do you think about this topic? So let me know down below, and thanks until the next video. Bye.